Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and I'm in a real good mood. You guys, oh my god, your support is amazing, guys. Like, I love your support. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to get too into it because I know how some people have been saying that I shouldn't ramble on for too much. I should just get into the thing, and I know how that can. I know how that feels. That in school, sometimes they explain something in depth, but I'm like, if you're going to explain that much, why don't you just get to the point? And my teacher won't shout at me for that. Anyway, so last time, this wasn't in this year. It was 2 years ago. Anyways, so this is a new what if. What if Naruto had all the Bijoos? A lot of people have been asking me to do this, like when I first started my channel 2 months ago, or like a month ago. Well, because 2 months ago I uploaded my first ever what if, and then I just gave up for a month, and I'm like, let me try again, and then I kinda popped off. Anyway, so this morning I was just like, which video should I do today? What if Naruto gained God Key, or what if Naruto did Kushina survived, and the other two, what if Naruto was raised by Kurama, what if Naruto was in Uchiha? There are 4 series going on now, and all the series are on a pretty good point, except for the Kushina one. That's the latest one. The other 2 and 3, I think, the God Key one, the Kurama one, and the Uchiha one are all around the same point, like near the end of the tuning exams, or in the tuning exams. Anyways, this what if for this what if to work out properly, so we'll say that Hashirama kept all the 9-tailed beasts, and I'll say that one day Obito actually attacked I'll say that Kushina had all the 9 tailed beasts, and no, actually I'll say that Kushina had the 9 tails, and I'll say that some other randoms, I'm not gonna say who because I don't want to kill any important characters, some other random people had the other tailed beasts, and Obito was able to kill the other random people because no one was expecting them to get attacked. The only person that they expected to get attacked was Kushina, since she was the woman who had 9 tails and she was giving birth. So Obito actually attacked all the others during the day, and no one really knew. They just vanished. No one, like, one day if they're gone, they're not going to worry too much, especially because it hasn't been a full day. But then at night, while Kushina was giving birth, the Photocard actually got the news that the other Jinchurikis disappeared. They haven't been back for for most of the day, and the Photocard is like, something's wrong. The air doesn't even feel good today. Something's happening. Everyone, I want you guys to go patrol the whole of the Leaf Village, and I want 10 of the top 10 Anbus to go and guard the Photocard and his wife. Yes, the Anbu knew where he was, so they all went, and it was too late. Minato still got attacked. Kushina got kidnapped basically, and the 9 tails was extracted, and Obito clicked his fingers, and all the tail beasts went on a rampage in the Leaf Village, and they were actually working a bit together, since just saying, the third Hokage is tail beast level. This was 12 years before the fight against, nearly 13 years before the fight against Orochimaru. So technically, the third Hokage could actually take on 3 tail beasts on his own. It's just that the 9 tails is literally all the other 8 tail beasts put together, but just stronger. So double their strength. And this was the full 9 tails. So the third Hokage did struggle a lot against 9 tails, but still, he could take the 1 to 3 tails, or 3 to... He could take any tail beast up to the 8 tails. So he was actually taking 3 of them on at the same time. They were all trying to kill him while he was dodging and everything. And he's like, where's Minato? We can't do this without him. Especially the 9 tails. No one's going to be able to beat him except for Minato. And Minato appeared out of nowhere. Yeah, he did all the things. He put Kushina next to Naruto, and he's like, I'll be back. And casually teleports 2 tail beast bombs from the 7 tails and the 9 tails. They actually combined their power, and they try to annihilate the Photocard, and Minato's like, I don't have time for this, and he used the flying Raijin on the tail beast bombs, well, the massive one, and he teleported somewhere else. And just saying, Minato was able to gather up all the 9-tailed beasts in one spot, and Kushina, he teleported Kushina and Naruto with him, and he's like, Kushina, can you put up a massive barrier? And Kushina's like, I believe I can do it, and she does it. But of course, Minato's like, I don't know if I can take any of these tail beasts on my own, but I know Naruto can. And Kushina's like, no, Minato, just seal all of them inside of me. If I die, they won't be able to. They will die with me. And Minato's like, it will disrupt the balance of chakra in the world, and also they will just regain their tail beast form in a decade or two. There's no point of doing that, because then Naruto will be 20, and I don't think anyone, and especially if someone like a village like a Cloud Village captures all of them, because I know they're strong. They could even capture the 9-tails easily. The Raikage is real strong, and if they do that, the Leaf Village won't stand a chance, since the Leaf is really hated by the other nations after because of its history with them. Anyways, I believe in Naruto. And then he starts coughing out blood because the Reaper Death Seal takes a lot out of him. So Minato uses the Reaper Death Seal, seals all the tail beasts in Naruto, except for the 9-tails. It was like, just one more, please. And Kushina's like, look, Minato, seal half of it in me and half of it in Naruto. There's no need of Naruto to take the full 9-tails. And Minato's like, I don't have enough chakra to split the 9-tails and then seal him. I'm sorry, Kushina. And Kushina's like, here, you can have some of my chakra. And Minato actually had enough chakra to split it, but this time he sealed it inside himself because he doesn't want Kushina to go through the pain again. And Kushina's like, why? And Minato's like, don't worry. And he was about to seal the other half, the prick side of Kurama, the original Kurama, not the kind side. He got the kind side, so he was about to seal him in Naruto, but then Kurama's like, I'll free all of you, my brothers and sisters. Let me kill them. And yeah, just saying, Kurama doesn't mind the other tail beasts, except for the one tail, because he just thinks that the one tail is the weakest and he acts up too much. But he does love all the other tail beasts, even the one tails, but he doesn't show it. Anyways, he's like, I'll free you all, and he's about to kill them, but Minato and Kushina get in the way, and they get impaled as usual. And yeah, Naruto got the 9-tails, and the attack on the Leaf finished. And just saying, Obito did still get annihilated by Minato, or Toby, shall I say, or Madara. Yeah, I'll say Madara anyway. I'll say Toby. So 12 years, I mean, after that, the Photocard arrived. He was really injured. He had bruises everywhere, cuts. He was bleeding a lot, and the army were telling him, "Sir, we'll handle this. You shouldn't do this." And the Photocard is like, "I got this. I've had worse." And yeah, Hiruzen arrived and sees that all the tail beasts have vanished. The four Hokage, Minato, and Kushina are on the floor, and he can see blood around them. And he goes up to them and sees that they have a hole in their chests or in their stomachs. And then he sees baby Naruto, and he sees a pattern on his belly. It wasn't a normal one. It was actually a way stronger one because of all the tail beasts. And yeah, Naruto now was the Jinchuriki of all the tail beasts, and the tail beasts were really confused on what's going on. And just saying, they didn't. They were in a cage, but it was like around 100 times bigger than the usual cage that Kurama was in, because there's a lot of them, and even 100 times bigger, it's a lot, because the 9-tails is like one of the biggest tail beasts, because okay, maybe they're all the same size, but 100 times bigger. That's 100 Kuromas. So they have a lot of space. A lot of space to themselves, since there's only 7. So I'll say like 11.5% each. So I think that's right. Am I correct? No, let me check. I was wrong. 14.28 anyway. I'll say 14 and a quarter, yeah, percent of the 100% that they got. So yeah, that's 14 Kuromas. Anyways, Naruto then starts crying. The third Hokage is like, he must be Naruto, correct? And the Anbi are like, he looks exactly like the fourth Hokage, yellow hair, blue eyes, but I don't know where he got the whiskers from. And he can tell that Naruto has all the tail beasts because he can feel the pressure coming out of Naruto. Since Naruto can't hold it back right now, and all the tail beasts are trying to get out at the same time, and the pressure is immense, but the Photocard can withstand it. The other 2 Anbus can barely, and they're like, what is this pressure? It's coming out from that kid, isn't it? And yeah, so all the villagers are told that this kid is an Uzumaki, and the fourth Hokage decided to seal all the tail beasts inside of him. And I'm sorry for anyone, all the families of the Jinchurikis that were killed in this attack, and all the other families that lost their and their people. And yeah, because a lot of ninjas died. Like, I'll say that in the Naruto's attack, the leaf the leaf force, like the power, their military power was like decreased by 10%, I'll say. And 10% is a lot, because they no, actually I'll say 25%, since Minato is a lot. And but the first Hokage, since the first Hokage was still the strongest, and he was still the strongest even 13 years later, so they're still feared. And especially because now they still have the tail beasts, so no one would really attack them, because they don't know what really happened, who has the tail beasts, if they can control them or not, so they wouldn't risk anything. And plus the third Hokage and the Jonins that are currently in it, and especially because the Uchiha clan is still there, the Uchiha clan would annihilate them at any moment, especially because they know Shisui, the body flickers there, Fugaku, who was able to take down 1,000 men just like Minato. Remember, Fugaku didn't get as much credit as he should have. He did just as much as Minato, just that he only had to use Genjutsu. He didn't even use the Mangekyo. He wasn't even trying. He was just like, yeah, come at me, look at me in the eyes, die. Yeah, he was literally like that. That's how strong Fugaku was. So no one would really want to fight him. And they know they have some mad prodigies. They know about Itachi Uchiha, how he's been doing. He graduated before, within 1 year. And they know that apparently his wisdom is already on par with the Kage. And yeah, so they don't want to mess with them, especially because a kid could actually annihilate a lot of their ninjas already. So they don't want to go up against such a strong village right now, and especially the Hyuga clan. They can just stop all their chakra points and easy win. And even the Raikage wouldn't stand a chance against the third Hokage. Even though the third Hokage was old, and he was getting older day by day. Remember, my guy was still feared, and he was considered as the god of Shinobi of his era, and considered even stronger than the first Hokage. And I don't know how's that possible, but yeah, plot man that. So they don't want to mess with someone like that. And the first Hokage was known to have put all the tail beasts down, to capture all of them without even trying. And if the third Hokage was known, in quotation mark, as a stronger shinobi, stronger than the first Hokage, that's I don't believe that. He was considered as stronger than the first and second Hokage. They didn't want to attack them. So, and the only reason why in the fight against Orochimaru, Hiruzen was scared that the fourth Hokage would get reanimated, it's because of a thing. He was the third Hokage had to verse the second Hokage at an old age, he wasn't at his prime, or even if he was like 2 or 3 years younger, he was gonna be able to beat all three of them. But if Minato was there, like he still had a chance against the first and second Hokage and Orochimaru. But if Minato was there, he doesn't know. He knew that the first and second Hokage were going to be nerfed, but even with them being nerfed, the first Hokage, the reanimation, could still use that deep forest bloom jutsu and everything, while the and if he can do that, Minato would be able to use the flying Raijin, which would annihilate him at any moment. So he really didn't want Minato to come back, especially because he was not going to be able to beat Orochimaru like that. So Minato was considered as the fastest out of the four Kage, and so he didn't want to verse them. But now that he's gone, the Leaf is actually a lot weaker. I know I've been just rambling on about the Leaf's power for like 5 or 6 minutes, but you have to understand that without Minato, the Leaf is in danger, and especially because most of their Jonins are still young. I know they've been through war and they know how to fight, but they're still young. Most of their veterans or strongest men died in the attack, and now all the Nine-Tailed Beasts are in one kid, and they don't know what could happen to that kid. Imagine that kid gets killed, what would happen? Imagine someone attacks the kid. So a lot of protection is put on Naruto. It's been 2 years, and Naruto barely started walking, and after another 2 years, Naruto, at the age of 4, he was put into an apartment on his own, because the third Hokage had way too much paperwork and way too much work to do to take care of Naruto. I don't know why he didn't just get someone to take care of him for him, but of course, it is what it is. Anyway, so Naruto is 4, and he's walking around the village, and people are giving him bad looks because they can feel the malice coming out of Naruto. Well, most of the malice is because of the tail beasts, but they think that Naruto has turned into a demon, just like all the other tail beasts, and they call him Beast. Or, how you doing, Beast? Hey, Beast. They don't say that. They're like, get away from me, you beast. And Naruto's hated even more than usual, and his his mind cannot take all the hate, and he's really breaking down inside. And the other tail beasts, I'll say that from the 2 tails to the 8 tails, they're all feeling sad for Naruto, so they try to convince Shikaku and Kurama to actually be friends with Naruto and help him through his life, because he's hated just because of them. And Kurama's like, so what? We're hated just because we're beasts, and look, if we weren't here, I wonder what would have happened to them. Sometimes I really think the old man was wrong in splitting the 10 tails. He should have just let her rampage through this cruel and dreadful world. And the other tail beasts are like, you shouldn't say that, Kurama. You know what would happen. The old man told us not to do this and to keep the world safe. Why are you doing this? And Kurama's like, even if we do, it's always the same. They all hate us. There's no point. And once Naruto got home crying, ran away, and he was actually really sad about this, and he was actually crying on his bed. He was like, why is everyone hating on me? I didn't do anything. I was just walking and they still tried to hurt me. And then Naruto just fell asleep, and he opened his eyes in front of a massive place, and he was actually outside the cage, and he's like, wait, where am I? Hello? Is anyone there? Where am I? And then 9 figures appear behind the cage, silhouettes from one, and of course it's the Nine-Tailed Beasts, and they all appear and they all introduce themselves, except for the first and second and the first and 9 tails, the 1 tail and 9 tails, and they're all like, oh, hello, young Naruto. And Naruto's like, who are you guys? And they're like, we are the tail beasts. we are inside of you. This might come as a shock, but we're sorry. And Naruto's like, you're the tail beasts. Are you going to kill me? And then they're like, no, of course not. And then Naruto's like, why are you guys sorry then? And Naruto thought they're saying sorry because they're gonna have to kill him. And then they're like, the only reason why you're really hated is because of us. And Naruto's like, but why? You guys didn't do anything to me or to them, right? And they're like, no, but 4 years ago, when you were born, there has been an incident with us. You must have heard it, right? And Naruto's like, yeah, you guys attacked the village, and the fourth Hokage saved it by sealing you guys into someone. And and then the tail, I'll say that the two tails was talking to Naruto, and she's like, well, we were sealed inside of you, Naruto, and we've been watching you ever since, and we feel bad for the pain you have to go through because of us. You're just a kid, you haven't done anything wrong, and you're still hated by everyone for literally no reason at all. And we don't see the reason why we should hate you when you didn't even know what was happening to you. And Naruto actually breaks down saying that, thinking that he's going to get killed, and they try to console him, saying that, well, they're his friends and they can't really kill him behind this cage. Even if they tried, they wouldn't be able to. And Naruto's like, but okay. After that, Naruto calmed down and he's like, but why are you guys talking to me if you guys are sealed in me? And just saying, Naruto has a bit more wisdom since he has all the tail beasts, and he has a bit of sage chakra already, because all the tail beasts being together, there is a high possibility of the ten tails chakra being formed. Even though you need the Gedo Mazu, there is just that little bit of the ten tails chakra being reformed in Naruto. And that remember, the ten tails is literally sage chakra, nature energy, but a lot stronger. So Naruto has that little knowledge, a bit more wisdom to him, not knowledge, more like wisdom. And he's like, but why are you guys talking to me if you guys are sealed in me? Aren't you guys meant to be hating me right now? And the tail beasts are like, we used to hate you when you were younger, because we didn't know what would happen to you, but now that the leaf villagers hate you just because of us, we feel guilty, and we don't want you to go through the pain of not having anyone because of us. And then Shikaku's like, brat, just shut up, just listen to them. And then Naruto's like, who are you, Mr. One Tails? And then Shikaku's like, I'm Shikaku, the sand, or the One Tails, and I am the strongest tail beast. And then basically Kurama punches him in the head, and he's like, hey, what was that for? And Kurama's like, don't you dare say you're the strongest, you Tanuki. Do you know who's next to you? And Kurama was giving off a bit of bloodlust, which actually scared Naruto. And Naruto's just a 4-year-old, so he started crying immediately, and all the tail beasts went off at Kurama. Even the One Tail was like, look what you did, you stupid fox. You made the kid cry. And Kurama's like, why should I care? It's because of him we're trapped in here, you idiots. And then the tail beasts are like, you're wrong, Kurama. It's not because of that. It's because of that masked man that was named Madara. And then the knight was like, never say that name in front of me or I'll kill you all. And then Naruto's like, wait, masked man, what? And the tail beasts explain what really happened and who Naruto's they didn't tell who Naruto's father was, but because that they did know that the third Hokage was trying to hide it from Naruto, and they thought that there must be a reason for this, so they didn't want to get in the way of the third Hokage. Since the third Hokage did take care of Naruto, and they respected him for that, since he took care of their host. So then after explaining, Naruto understands and says, then you guys aren't the bad guys here. Like, why are you guys hated then? And they're like, we don't know either. It's just the cycle of hatred this world has, and this world isn't the best. And Naruto's like, I feel really guilty that you guys had to go through so much more hate than I had to. And they're like, you don't have to worry, kid. It's not your fault. You weren't even born when we were born. And it's because of us you're hated. That's what the Eight Tails says, and says, but don't worry. If you don't have any friends or family, we can be your friends and family. There's no need to worry anymore, Naruto. And that was, and Naruto was really happy, and he's like, all right, but I will change this world. And they're like, wait, what? And Naruto's like, I'll change this world to make them like you guys, because you guys are the best. Like, if you guys would help a kid, a human kid, a human especially, since you guys hate them, but you still helped someone like me, I believe you guys aren't bad, and you're all doing your best. It's not because of you guys, it's because of us, the cycle of hatred. And Naruto is just a 4-year-old, and he's actually understanding a lot of this because of the Nine Tails Beast, all the Tail Beasts telling him in the simplest way possible. It wasn't the most complex, but he got to Naruto's head, and he understood, even though he's a knucklehead and he really doesn't know anything. But they're like, even if we are your friends and family, you should try to make some friends during your time in this world. And Naruto's like, of course I will try at least. And then Naruto started fading away, and he's like, what's happening? And the tail beast like, don't worry Naruto, you're just waking up. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And he disappears, and he's like, whoa, was that all a dream? And he sees it's already like 7 p.m. and it was like in the winter, around like November, October. It was after his birthday, of course. And Naruto's like, oh, I must be, was that just a dream? No, impossible. And then Naruto's like, but how do I communicate with them again? Do I have to go back to sleep? And then he hears a voice in their head, well, multiple voices in his head, and he's like, oh, so I can talk to you telepathically, right? And Naruto just said telepathically without knowing what he meant, because of that little wisdom he has. And then he's like, wait, what does telepathic mean? And they explain it to him. And yeah, Naruto is actually a lot smart, a bit more smart, mostly because of his wisdom, but not because of he's a prodigy. He's not a prodigy. He's still just dumb as hell. And just saying, he won't be able to do the clone jutsu, because even if all the tail beasts are trying to help him, they will always be in the way. But of course the shadow clone jutsu will be much easier for him. And so Naruto, it's been another 4 years. Naruto has actually been training a lot, because he understood that if he wants to change the world, he has to be known as known. And to be known, the easiest way for him to be known is to be a strong ninja, and not feared, that he's known to be strong. And Naruto's goal in life is to actually become stronger and change the world into a better place for everyone, not only the tail beasts, but even other people who may be hated for no reason, and misunderstandings in the world. And Ninja Way is still never to go back on his word, because he did give his word to his friends. And he's an 8-year-old, and he's already like mastered the shadow clone jutsu. All the tail beasts have a lot of jutsus that they know, but they didn't know how to use them, but they know how to teach them. Anyways, that's where I'm going to end off, and I hope you all enjoyed. Please take care, stay safe. This was the King of Weebs here. Please follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Join my Discord server. Also subscribe to Retreat at Miniman123. And this was the King of Weebs here. Peace.